Hi everyone, I know it's been a while. So, I want to make chicken biryani tomorrow. I bought a kilo of mixed pieces, which I am going to cut up and marinate with some caramelized onion, salt, yogurt, ginger and garlic, dhania and jeera, garam masala, chili powder, and masala. The masala is Kashmiri masala and the chili powder is Kashmiri chili powder. I'm cooking a kilo, so let me prepare my stuff and I'm going to leave it to marinate overnight. And tomorrow I will actually get through the whole process. This is biryani my way. Everyone has their own recipes. This works for me. I have my chicken prepared. I cut them into pieces. I want to show you a trick how to remove the skin of this last drumstick. So when I calculate it again now, I see it's 1.5 kilos. So my masala is as follows. 2 teaspoons, heaped teaspoons of Kashmiri masala, Kashmiri chili powder. 1.5 teaspoons of garam masala, sumph powder, dhania and jeera powder together, 1.5 teaspoons. And I put in a teaspoon of leaf masala. I'm going to use, for this amount, 1.5 kilos, I'm going to use 4 tablespoons of yogurt, any yogurt, some ginger and garlic, and these are my caramelized onions. Now my advice to you, you're going to use, say 3/4 of it, because you're going to use the other quarter to drizzle it over before it goes into the oven tomorrow. This is just for marinating. And this box, if you believe, is over 40 years old, but the saffron is new. I'm not going to soak it into anything. To do this marinade, I'm just going to take a pinch and crumble it in. If you don't have saffron, I know it's expensive, you don't need that, but I have it, so I'm going to use it. Put another pinch in there. So there's no turmeric or anything. This is basically it. Some bay leaves, the biryani mix. It's got the sumph seeds, the jeera seeds, etc. I'm going to add 2 cinnamon sticks to this and about 4 green chilies and some curry leaves. And we're going to mix it up. So the trick to removing a skin easily, you take Carlton paper towel. I can't do this with one hand obviously, but it grips the skin and you just pull it. I'll show you now. So it's like that. So you're using your left hand and your right hand, you're going to just pull the skin off with the paper towel before you rinse your meat. Okay, I think you get the idea. So I'm ready with my ingredients. I'm going to add salt to taste, to your liking. I know these chilies look dangerous. It's just slit, okay, but they're not hot. So I'm putting in 4. I'm using a star aniseed. And not too much seeds and cloves and things. 2 pieces of cinnamon, 3 pieces of clove, black aniseed, and then I'm going to add the caramelized onion. Take it from me, don't even waste that oil that's in there. You're going to pour it over your rice and stuff before you put it into the oven. This gives it that unique flavor. It's really, really yummy. The masala I mentioned all goes in there. ginger and garlic. I'm going to use 2 for this amount, which is, I said, 1.5 kilos. It's 1.3 kilos, but I'm also taking into account the potatoes I'm going to add, the rice. So it depends on your taste buds if you want to make it hotter. So 2 teaspoons of ginger and garlic. Throwing in my bay leaves. The sumph, jeera seeds. That's from the biryani mix. My curry leaves. I'm going to do 4 spoons of yogurt. Don't worry about it. You can't damage this biryani in any way, even if you put extra. I'm keeping the rest of the yogurt to make 2 types of salads tomorrow. One, a cooked carrot salad, very delicious. It's my mother's recipe. I don't think she'll appreciate me sharing it with everyone, but I'm going to. And mint and chili mixed with yogurt. So that will be for tomorrow. Let me mix all this and I'll get back to you to show you how it's going to look so that it stays in the fridge overnight, ready for the preparation of the big biryani tomorrow. Actually, it's not a big biryani. It is a big biryani because there's just 2 of us eating this. I'm going to mix all this with my hand, guys. I'm a very hands-on person. So I'll show you when it's finished. You can use gloves if you're cooking for guests, but this is for my family. So this is how it looks mixed. Smells like biryani already. It's that caramelized onions that gives it that smell. Just remember, in my recipe, I don't add any tomato or raw onion. And to come back to these seeds, I probably put in a teaspoon of the biryani mix seeds. I know that you can actually taste the salt if you want right now. I don't do it just yet until after it's been cooked. So another trick, I use shower cap, or you can use Glad wrap, cover it, leave it. It's very cold right now. I would just leave it out for about 1 or 2 hours and then stick it in the fridge overnight until the next day when you're ready to start cooking your biryani. So we'll take this up tomorrow. Have a nice evening. Bye. I thought I would just boil the lentils as much as you want. I would normally put like a cup. I'm boiling extra and I can always put it in the freezer with 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric. Let it boil to about 3/4 cooked. Strain and then it's ready for the biryani tomorrow. Morning all. So it's the day of biryani making and I have taken out the mixture from the fridge, let it get to room temperature. I'm going to show you how I'm going to braise it halfway, prepare the rice and boil the eggs and the potatoes. Well, fry the potatoes. I'll show you as we go along. And then when I do the salads, I will show you the 3 different salads I am making. This is what our biryani mix that's been in the fridge overnight looks like. Put enough oil, a little bit extra compared to what I normally do to cover the bottom of the pot. Put it on high. And we're going to braise this and leave it to cook for about half an hour. We don't want to completely cook the chicken. I've got 3 cups of rice. I'm waiting for the oil to heat up. I'm going to wash this about 3 times. So that's 1.5 kilos of chicken. It was 1.2 actually. So I'm just estimating for the potatoes and the eggs. So wash this rice 3 times till it's clear. And we're going to put that to boil halfway with 2 ilachi, cardamom, and some salt to taste. If you want to make this rice yellow, you can add turmeric. The chicken's in, and the bowl that I had the chicken in, I just put a little bit of water. I don't want to waste all this delicious marinade here. Just to prevent it. These aluminium pots, very contentious, but we love using aluminium pots as well. They're like stove to oven. I don't want it to catch, even though I put a little bit extra oil. Like you can see there in the middle, it's catching because it never sits fully on the stove. I'm just waiting for it to start braising. Then I'll lower the heat and maybe add that little bit of water. I've got my water on for 6 eggs. The rice has been washed. I'm going to add 2 cardamom and a teaspoon of salt. So the rice is on. I'm going to boil it halfway. The water for the eggs is nearly ready, and this is sizzling a bit too much. I'm going to lower it from 6 to about 3. Give it a stir. It actually smells like biryani already. It's definitely that caramelized onion. I'm going to add that little bit of water now. On the side. Lower the heat and cover the pot. And as I mentioned about the rice, you could add a half a teaspoon of turmeric to make this yellow. But I'm not going to do that. My lentils have been boiled. That's a cup of lentils boiled. Not too soft, because the biryani is still going to go into the oven for about 2 hours, and I'm layering it. So I'm not making the biryani with the chicken and the lentils and then the rice on top. I'm going to make different layers. You'll see as we go along. So I'm just going to put the eggs to boil, the rice, and then I'm going to get all my salad stuff out. Preparing 6 potatoes. I'm cutting it widthwise, and I'm going to salt it and put some chili powder and fry it. So this is the way I make my biryani. Everything is pre-prepared and then constructed. As you can see, the stove's very busy right now. Going to need a pan to fry, space to fry the potatoes. Chicken's cooking nicely on 3. And it's got about 20 minutes more to go. And I will be back after the potatoes are salted and chili-fied. This is what the potatoes look like. Salt to taste, fine salt. And I put about 1.5 teaspoons of chili powder. And I'm going to fry it. Also, 3/4 way cooked. Okay? So slowly this deconstructed biryani is getting there. We've got the potatoes, the lentils, the eggs are nearly done. They say 7 minutes for boiled eggs, by the way. The rice is starting to boil, and this chicken's looking good. I don't put in raw meat because I feel like I have no control over that, because I'm not cooking on the stove. I'm doing it in the oven. So everything is half cooked and put together. So eggs are done and shelled. 6 eggs, 6 potato in halves. Now I'm going to go to the garden and get some dhania and mint. I don't put mint in my biryani, but I am making a yogurt mint raita salad. We've got 10 more minutes before the chicken is done, and you can check the salt and add more salt to taste if you'd like. Thought I'll show you farm to table. The dhania is growing lovely in this bathtub if I'm not in the shadows, and I've got some mint here, so I'm sorted with that. I'm going to pick it. Seems like the snails love the chilies as well. So it's been half an hour for this chicken. I am going to take it as, I'm going to set it aside. I'm going to use the same pot to lay the biryani in. So I'm going to put it off now so that we can actually fry the potatoes. The rice is doing well. I find I can't judge with the rice nowadays. It seems like every time you buy it, some cook very fast. But remember, we don't want it. This is not basmati. This is just ordinary long grain white rice. I'm going to let it cook a little bit more. You'll be surprised that nothing, even the potatoes, don't cook any further, even though it's in the oven for 2 hours. Nothing loses its shape or anything. So I'm going to transfer this into a dish and start the potato frying. I washed out the pot the chicken cooked in, but before I did that, I put about 1/4 cup of water and rinsed out all the extra gravy in there and added it to the bowl with the chicken. You'll see how this makes sense later when you need extra moisture or liquid for the biryani to steam through. So I am now going to start frying the potatoes. Okay, I've put oil in a pan. Put as much oil as you want. For some reason I didn't buy any more. I would have added a little bit more to this pan, and I need some oil for the cooked carrot yogurt salad. So I've got a little bit less than what I would normally use, but you can use your judgment as well. And the rice is getting there. I think I'm going to actually put it off in this heat here to steam a little bit more because I don't want it to be overdone. And I'm going to start, I'm waiting for the oil to heat up. Then I'm going to put my potatoes in. Yes, that's why biryani is a lot of work. I start the potatoes on high, and then I'm going to take it down to 4, I think, from 6 to 4, because you don't want to burn the potatoes. This time you're going to cook the potatoes right through until a knife can go through. So I'm just going to let it do its cook a little bit on this side and then turn it over, and again over until it's fully cooked, but not, remember you have chili powder on this, you don't want to burn it. I've now strained the rice. You see it's not like ready to eat, it's got a bit of resistance there, like that. And it looks, you can see it's looking grainy, but it's still not fully cooked. This is how your rice must be. The potatoes are doing well. I turned them around, and I'm going to turn them onto the other side and continue with that. You'll see what it looks like at the end. You don't want to burn the chili powder. While the potatoes are frying, I am going to prepare my 3 salads. The salads we are doing is a mint and chili yogurt salad, or raita, the cooked carrot yogurt salad, and I'm going to use an iceberg lettuce with some grated carrot, onion, tomato. If you have red, green and yellow peppers, you may also chop that up with some radish. I know this as an Indian salad for some reason. I bought double cream yogurt but you can use buttermilk or any yogurt. To make this a little bit liquidy, I'm going to add about a quarter cup of water to each bowl because it's far too thick for biryani. I'm not making any dal or anything, so this will be the liquid accompaniment, let's say. I've added the water, add salt to taste. Actually only in the mint one, not the one that's going to take the cooked carrot, because we're going to add the salt to the carrot. So the potato is the only thing holding us up from putting this biryani together now. In the meanwhile, I'm going to take a little saffron. Remember, if you don't have it, you don't need it. And I'm going to steep it in some hot water. This is going to be thrown over the top of the biryani. And have a nice yellow color as well. I'm waiting for the water to boil. Preparing my yogurt salads. I'm using double cream with a half a cup of water. This is for the carrot salad. You add nothing to that. And this is for the mint and chili. I've added a little bit of salt to taste, and I'm going to grate these carrots. 4 for my fresh salad, which is going to be iceberg lettuce, some tomato, onion. If you have red, green and yellow pepper, you can also use that, chopped up fine, and sliced radish. And then I'm going to use 3 for the cooked carrot salad. This is the recipe I was telling you about. It's so delicious, and I hope my mother doesn't see this video. Oh, and the only thing that's holding us up now is the potatoes from putting this biryani together. You can actually just take a knife. So there is a little bit of resistance. I did say that we want to cook this right through. Yeah, so a little bit more to go. I'm going to turn it around one more time. Potatoes are done. And now I'm going to prepare the carrot yogurt salad. The saffron is seeping in some hot water, about just a little less than a cup. Now to the cooked carrot salad. So I have 3 medium carrots grated, a teaspoon of ginger and garlic, a half a teaspoon of turmeric, salt to taste. The onion, a quarter onion, cut in half moons, some curry leaves, mustard seeds, and 2 chilies chipped like that. And we are going to braise this. Little oil to cover the bottom of the pan. I'm waiting for it to heat up. And I will show you how the onion should look before you add the carrots. And you leave to cook. So the oil is on high, and I'm just braising this onion mix. I'm going to turn it down to 4 and allow it to fry a little bit. So that the edges are a bit golden, then you can add the carrots, grated carrots. So I've braised the onions and I added the carrot mixture to the pot. Turn it down to 2 and let it cook slowly. I think I lost the video where I was actually showing you how the onion should look. Sorry. Carrot is now cooked, as you can see. The oil's coming up there. It looks a bit shiny. You can take it off the heat and let it cool completely. So this is the fresh salad I was telling you about. It's just carrot, tomato, onion. If you have green, red and yellow peppers, you may chop that with some radish. The lettuce is ready to be added. It's a lovely fresh crisp salad to add to a curry. I'm going to season with salt, fine black pepper, a little bit of sugar, lemon juice, and some olive oil. It's time to put our biryani together. Got the rice, the lentils, saffron water, the potatoes, the eggs, some not very well cubed pieces of butter or margarine, and remember our caramelized onion, the quarter I think we kept to put on the top, and of course the most important thing, the chicken. So preheat your oven to 200 degrees. We're going to start with the layering. So the rice layer, then throw some of your lentils in there, or you can mix the lentils with the rice. Always go out of focus here. Then chicken, put it in such a way that if somebody digs down, they're going to get a piece of meat. Some gravy. Okay, then the next layer of rice. So next layer of rice, some lentils. If you want more lentils, you add more lentils. I'm just going to put it all in there now. And I'm going to use the rest of the chicken. Let me do that and get back. So I've added the chicken and most of the gravy. I've left a little here for the top. I'm going to now put the last layer of rice and the potatoes, the eggs, the gravy, the saffron, the caramelized onions, and finish it off with globs of butter or margarine. So the last layer of rice I've put on the top, covered the chicken, used the leftover gravy, put in the potatoes, the eggs, the caramelized onion, and the oil of the caramelized onion. I'm going to throw some dhania over. My oven is still preheating on 200. I am then going to cover this shiny side in foil. Oh, forgot the butter. There's the blobs. You can just throw it anywhere. Oops, broke that. The foil. And then I'm going to put the lid on and put the biryani into the oven on 200 for 30 minutes and bring it right down to 130 for another 1.5 hours. And we'll get back. I'll show you what it looks like then. So the oven is preheated now to 200 degrees and we're going to put our pot in. 30 minutes on 200 and then 1.5 hours on 130. And now we will finish the salads. The yogurt salad. So the carrot is completely cool. Now throw it into your yogurt that you did not put salt in and give it a good mix. It'll turn yellowy. I have to say it tastes lovely. I snuck a taste. And if you find that it's still too thick, you can add a little bit more water to this. So I'm going to garnish with some dhania, clean it up, and cover it with Glad wrap. So now it's time for the mint yogurt salad. So I've got the mint I picked from the garden. I put some dhania in there, chilies, 2 chilies this big. I'm going to put a little bit of water, just water, and give it a zap. So you'll notice that every single salad I made today has chilies in it. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. So with the proportions, just use your discernment, and I will show you what this looks like when I'm mixing it after I liquidize. The mint, dhania, and chilies have been blended. I mixed it into my yogurt, and I tasted it needed more salt. So these are my 3 salads. The biryani is in the oven, and I will show you when it's cooked, and then you must enjoy until later. I think we've got 1 hour 50 minutes to go. Thank you for watching. So the biryani's done, and let's see what's happening under this foil. That is it. Smells lovely, and I will show you a plate that's been dished up. And yes, we're all very hungry here now. Okay, so this is how you would dish up the biryani. Dig down so everyone gets a portion of a piece of meat, egg, and potato. You can see it's moist. Then salad. And you can have some mango acha or vegetable acha with this. You just get the yogurt spoon here. Here's your carrot. And lastly, the mint yogurt. And there you have it, your chicken biryani ready to eat. Enjoy it. Bye.